Like a madman.
You're peeing like a madman? I don't
Peeling.
understand.
Soccer games will lend you to sticking around outside in the sun for a while. Hold on a second. You like the dew? You like the hair?
You like my dew?
Yeah, it's very clean. Shelly.
My clean?
Yeah.
Shelly hates it.
No, the wifey. She don't like it too much.
I know what your wife's name is. Anyway, let's see. I'm trying to position myself.
That's weird to say, by the way. I'm trying to position myself.
So, are
Wait,
you?
review
I
Snyder's cut. What am I doing?
I wanna ask you a question.
Sure, go ask me a question.
It has to do with the movie.
Go ahead and
What?
ask me a pre-show question.
So I know those songs that are in the movie when Kong is relaxed at times, right? Towards the end, beginning, and then when he's, being transported, as you've seen in trailers, so it's not really spoiling anything. What do you think it has to, like, you think Adam Wingard did something there, or is it supposed to mean something, or is it like a callback because those are songs from an era in which Skull Island, or I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I'm sure that he was able to depict those moments where it's Kong scene, and so he's grabbing from the Kong soundtrack and stuff, the Kong sound. It's very akin to in the Infinity War, where you had moments of like Winter Soldier when they were in the German substation, and then the Guardians of the Galaxy music, and when they were out in space, and then Wakandan, you got that Wakandan feel when they went to Wakanda, of course. So yeah, I'm sure he did.
I think I understand. But he used songs those are oldies. You know what I mean? We'll talk about it.
Oldies but goodies.
Very good, very, very good. But what you just said brings up a fantastic point for both monsters. But I feel like I want to talk about it, but I know we're in pre-show, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's just start this thing because I want to start talking about it. In 5.
Okay. And a 4.
God. Hey everybody, welcome to the Movie Broview. I am your host, Charzar81. I'm with my brother, Joshizzle2323. What's up, brother?
What's up, brother? How are you, brother, man?
I'm excited. I'm stoked. This has been a long time coming that we've been waiting to talk about this ever since we walked out of its predecessor.
All my life.
Yeah, pretty much.
All my life.
But just to get a little bit of news, yes, my name is Charlie. You can find me at Charzar81 on Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. My brother, you can find him at Joshizzle2323 at Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram as well. For those of you on the YouTube watching this, hit that like and subscribe if you can. For those of you Twitch live, we'd appreciate the follow. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, start downloading because we got some fun stuff coming along the way. Today's show, we have to do this. I know it's only been out for a day. This is the 3rd episode. We're going to give the review of Godzilla vs. Kong. That's what's in store for the day. We were going to do other things, but we were just, we're just going to talk about this stuff. What do you think about that?
Sounds fantastic because I'm going to be all over the place because I
you
love
playing
this
with
movie.
your toys in front of
Yes.
the audience.
in front of millions and millions. No, yeah, I'm super excited. I've been waiting all my life for this. I mean, obviously you're slightly older than me, so you've been waiting longer, but oh my gosh, it was
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into it. However you want to start, or however you want to do it, I'll be all over the place.
Yeah, I know. This may be our most chaotic episode yet because, you plan for things. You plan to go kind of in this weird order, but this being one of our childhood passions, we may just break the entire coda of how to do podcasting with this thing. Yeah, we've both been looking forward to this, heck, since King Kong versus Godzilla way back in the day when it was all animatronics and it wasn't even animatronics. It's guys. It's guys
was this,
in.
By the way, it was that.
Pretty much, yeah.
This.
There was an actual moment in that 1962 film where it literally, it showed two creatures kind of going back and forth like that, and you're like, as a kid, you didn't care. It didn't matter. But,
mimic it easily.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm watching it right there. But, no, with the growing technology and with, seeing our superheroes now on the big screen with all these cool cinematics and storylines and graphics, we wanted our childhood monster come to life. We had a little bit of it in the late 90s, but nothing like this. Oof. Nothing like this.
Yeah, they tried.
They tried, yeah. Zilla was, that's what I'm going to call it, Zilla. But,
oh, God.
Man, okay, so, man.
Do you want to go with what we liked first? Do you want to go with, what do you?
I don't, yeah. So, it's so hard because, again, yeah, let's go with our likes first and then kind of maneuver our ways just to let the crowd know. If you haven't watched this, go watch this movie. I do not want to spoil this for any person who is really, really looking forward to watching this movie. If you've stumbled across this this live stream on Twitch, we are going to be spoiling the crap out of Godzilla versus Kong. So I appreciate you stopping by. Before you leave, drop a follow. But that's what we're going to do, and I don't want to ruin it for a lot of people who are. But we just can't wait. I can't wait anymore. I gotta let this out. It's
hit that spoiler button, I guess.
It's the face hugger, the kaiju face hugger got its claws on me last night, and the xenomorph is about to pop out. You know what I mean? Go bringing it back to movies. Yeah. Okay. So lay it on me, brother. What did you like? What is the first thing that you could think of that you loved about this movie?
Way more monster fighting, way more just monster stuff. They kind of cheated with it in 2014's Godzilla with the Mutos, but you saw Godzilla for literally, I don't know, I think they timed it like maybe 14 minutes, and that's including the time they see him on the screen talking about him. In 1954, we awakened something. But
sure.
Yeah, so, but they had to set it up. Edward Norton is the director of that one. He had to set it up. He did it perfect. Whatever.
Garrett Edwards.
It was a great ending.
Edward Norton. Edward Norton.
Oh, Edward Norton's the Hulk, the original one, right?
Yeah, Garrett Edwards. Man.
Garrett Edwards. I had Edward in there.
Samsonite. I was way off.
That was way off. Can you cut that out? No, I'm just kidding. It is what it is.
I already have our first explosion.
Now my review means nothing. No,
it's okay.
Anyway. So then you have the next movie, which is Skull Island, right? Sets up Kong.
Yes.
You see this guy right here.
Skull Island was the next one.
Right, and then it leads to Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which is great with King Ghidorah. Wait, did I miss one, by the way? Is there only 4 movies so far?
There's only 4.
Man, it feels like 5. Because this movie's so freaking good.
What is the 5th one?
I don't know. Maybe because I want a space like
Stranger Things 2.5.
I want these guys to fight space monsters, and I think that's what they should do next. But it may be a straight to Blu-ray type of deal. But anyway, what I liked. Let's go to this movie now. We're talking about Godzilla versus Kong. Way more monster stuff. You see Kong a lot. Honestly, you don't see Godzilla as much as Kong, but it seems like more of a Kong movie. But he's the main character. They did a good job making a monster a main character, not some guy trying to get back to his family who happens to be in Hawaii, like in 2014. They went too much back and forth. Rodan stole the show in King of the Monsters, so I think Monster Time was a big deal in this movie. Huge. A lot of Monster Time. Loved it. And then even if you saw King Kong fighting, or Kong, excuse me, not King Kong, Kong, yeah. He's not the king. Okay, guys? He was fighting other monsters and stuff like that. And you see like little monsters too when you get to Hollow Earth, which we'll talk about later on. And then monsters during the day fighting. There's more day than night, but they still added some touches. They fought in Hong Kong with all the lights and stuff with the buildings. That looked fantastic. And then eventually turned into day, and you know what happens then. And then
we'll get into that later.
Sure. I thought it was super funny. This is one of them small likes that Nathan didn't know the difference between brave and cowardly in sign language. So I thought that was kind of cute the way
that was good.
He was like, yeah. And then I thought it was I would think it was awesome. This is just a huge like for me. One of the main characters' name is Josh. Not that though. What he says to Bernie. Bernie's like, "Oh my God, they made a Bernie. They made a Robo Godzilla." Like, and then he's like, "No, it's Mecha Godzilla." My goosebumps went up. I almost teared up. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" He corrected it, and his name is Josh. That's perfect. And then of course, Godzilla charged atomic breath like nothing. Remember, it drained him the crap out of him in 2014. A little bit in King of the Monsters. And in this one, he's just like, no, I'm going to intimidate everyone I see every time. Apex Cybernetics, Kong, and then Mechagodzilla. I mean, it's just, those are my major likes. There's way more likes than that, but I just wanted to point those particulars out. So, what did you like about the movie besides it being the greatest movie of all time?
Wow.
No, wow.
All right.
No.
So someone liked this movie.
Kidding.
No, this movie.
I watched it 6 times.
This movie was very good. I was so excited to be able to put down my my film student hat and just let it wash over me. At first, we were exchanging texts as I was watching this movie, and I'm not even kidding. Like, so I will say this: for the first half of this movie, I was starting to get a little disappointed. I had very, very high hopes for this movie. Hold on. At that time, I was way too critical. I already had this, what I thought was the best of the quadrilogy in King of the Monsters, because literally they gave you Godzilla immediately. He was already fighting King Ghidorah, and I'm like, yep, just keep fighting all over the place. We went to Hollow Earth. They revived them and stuff.
Too.
No.
For this too, though.
I understand that, but again, I was putting my hyper analytical, like, okay, what's going on here? Like, are all the theories correct? I tried to do my best not to spoil the movie by like just watching trailers and trailer analyses prior to this. I literally wanted to let this just hit me in the face. And after watching it once, I did return to it and watch it again without like hyper analytical me at the very beginning. And no, this movie is a Godzilla fan's wet dream. It's everything that you kind of want in a Godzilla movie. The monsters are first and foremost, with a little bit of story. It's very it's very out there.
It's enough. It's just enough.
Exactly. It's very out there, but it's enough. It is. You have this own world that's become canon. It's part of this Monsterverse canon. With you have Kong's history that has come in. They've added the little girl. It kicks off. The way the movie just kicks off, and you're like, oh, wow, we're not even just going into the backstory. Kong is already at a containment center. He is smart. So let me preface this before going forward anymore. I'm a Team Godzilla fan. You could say what you want about how many people he's decimated in his collateral damage or whatever, but I am still Team Godzilla. You know, he is here for the people. I understand he is a force of nature and a mass destruction. I'm still Team Godzilla. But man, the way they endeared me toward Kong with the fact that he was friends with this little deaf girl. You discovered that he knows sign language, which is crazy. And then obviously the way the humans were treating him by like chaining him onto the ship, using him basically to find this huge hidden power source in Hollow Earth. You know, I kind of find myself endearing myself to him. And at the same time, I was like, I don't, because they kept saying only one alpha can exist after this. And I'm like, you know, and I told the wifey this. I am now torn between these two, but if something happens that I think is going to happen, I'm shutting this movie off because they better not kill my boy Godzilla, man. I'm just saying. However, the way everything played out, you had the hidden Chekhov's gun at the very beginning of the movie. Mechagodzilla's eye. I thought that was going to be his brain, to be honest. You know, it was so big.
No.
Well, it was so big. You know, you're just like, okay, that's got to be like the central processing unit that eventually is going to make its way. You know, because
we found out what the real one was. So
yeah, no, totally. Like, and then the side storyline with Bernie and Josh and Madison.
Emma. Sorry. Emma's the mom. Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
Emma's the mom. Sorry.
Yeah.
Madison. You're right. Maddie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. With Maddie, how they were kind of digging into Apex. Apex is the company that they're the bad guys basically in this movie.
Future Skynet.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they develop kind of Skynet in their own way if you think about it. So if you hadn't watched King of the Monsters, I'm sorry. You should have done that by now. But
2 years.
At the end of this movie, or at the end of that movie, they had found the third Ghidorah head that was cut off. Mm-hmm. And the way they used that, I could not believe how they turned that into a much more meaningful mechanism. You know, because I was thinking like, oh, they're going to use the head as just like a physical construct into like, oh, this will be the head, and then they'll just construct the rest of the body, et cetera, et cetera. The fact that they use its brain power and its psionic connections to its other two heads and basically transformed it into the human connecting to the brain, which connects to the Mechagodzilla, that was I was thoroughly impressed by that. What was that? No, yeah,
just mind blowing.
Complete mind explosion. But
which eventually did.
Seriously, but man, let's get down to the nitty gritty. You know, we're not going to talk too much about the story.
Can I talk about two things I didn't like?
Okay, yeah, we can go there. Sure.
Actually, really just one. I can't think of the second one. It was too short. It was too short of a movie for me. Because when you're having fun and time flies, you know, like every bit of that movie is just fun to me, you know? And it just seemed like it was hour and 45 minutes. Okay. I'm done. I'm like, what? Come on. You can. Also, the second thing I don't like is that they didn't shake hands at the end. But that's fine.
You want them to shake hands
like Jet Jaguar,
like Jet Jaguar, and then just stand there in a pose for a second. But
okay, go ahead, Cheeto. Go ahead, take it.
No. I would like to have seen it longer, but
Snyder cut 4 hours.
Here's the thing: after watching the Snyder cut, which again 4 hours. I also watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 3 hours over the week, and it was kind of nice and refreshing to watch a tightly packed movie that it didn't feel rushed, to be honest. All the plans were like, succinct. Maybe the fact that they had rushed Kong from the containment center all the way onto the the aircraft carriers, maybe felt a little bit rushed. I get that. The fact that they got to Hollow Earth, they knew exactly where to go. That kind of felt a little sped along a little bit to get to like the main event. But yeah, I could have taken it just to be a little bit longer, but I was satisfied. Let's just say that. I'm not upset that it's only an hour and 45 minutes. Maybe it could have been longer. That would obviously a longer movie from our perspectives, definitely, especially with Godzilla. More Godzilla, just give us more and more and more. Had it been like a 2 hour and 30 minute like epic, who knows? Ifs and buts or candy nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. So,
did you see that it's outpost number 236 for Skull Island, the containment? Number 236. Each outpost has a reason. Isn't that crazy?
This leads me to one of the things that I didn't like. Where are all the other kaiju at?
Oh, they're just
King of the Monsters left, and it was like, Godzilla, you are my man. You bow down to me. You bow down to me. You bow down to me. I'm here. I'm king. Nowhere, no mention, no nothing of them in this movie. That's the only
their natural habitats.
Sure. Like there's no mention. I get that there is an argument saying you have these two alphas. Why would these beta class kaiju want to even get in the middle of that? I understand.
I can open a theory.
Sure.
I can open a theory. Godzilla's out there beating the crap out of Apex Cybernetics facilities. So these monsters can sense, oh shoot, the alpha's out there, and all of a sudden a second freaking alpha who's been at war with them for millions of years. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go ahead and just stay in my volcano, says Rodan. I'm gonna stay underground, says not Behemoth, but the other guy. Behemoth is probably in some wild forest,
Kumunga,
just chilling.
or whatever. The
Kumunga,
the
yeah. The spider's probably in an oil field in Texas, just chilling like he was before. So yeah, that's probably what's going on. And then Mothra's probably just, the baby's just trying to come, just be in a cocoon probably. Who knows? We'll see. So.
Sure. And speaking of what you were talking about earlier regarding Godzilla and his ability to just flame on. Shout out to Johnny Storm. But yeah, to flame on whenever he wants seamlessly in this movie versus the other. Remember, he's got like he's Godzilla 2.0, like, beefed up with the Mothra scales and all that stuff that's kind of, fused with himself. So, and he's probably been asleep for a while, and, he's able to juice it up or whatever. Let's talk about the fights really quick. Let's go first to fight A. And I'm
Cyberdex versus
Godzilla?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Where he attacks the Cyberdex facility?
Yeah. So everyone obviously, like, leading up to this, it's all about like, oh, why is Godzilla turning bad? Like, what is going on? All you see, the way they constructed the trailers and such, Godzilla is just waging war against humanity all of a sudden. He's got to have his reasons, right?
Right. Well, but my theory was, I thought it was Mechagodzilla in Godzilla's skin. I thought they were going to copy the original Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, which, by the way, I was perfectly fine with. I still would have been surprised. I still would have cried.
That is the same line of thinking I was thinking as well, especially with the new design of when Godzilla's atomic breath is ignited. His eyes glow in this one. I don't remember them glowing in the last one. So
it did when the nuke went off when Dr. Irizawa he got up and then shoot into the sky. His eyes did light up.
Okay.
But remember, like you said, now he's got Mothra embodied with him, more energy. like nothing.
Yeah.
And also the reason why his eyes are lit as well as his endorphin fins are lit is because it's an intimidation tactic. And also Maddie actually brings it up.
Yeah.
He's intimidating everyone while he's going to Florida, the peninsula, to attack that cybernetics facility.
Pensacola.
So. Pensacola, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I do like unfortunately it cost 2 security guards their lives, but you know, they never really ever showed, like, you know, obviously when these Titans are attacking, they've got Titan shelters, and even though they're like hunkered underground or whatever, they cannot escape the atomic breath at times, and you know, those guys who were trying to, you know, flag down Bernie, unfortunately, they didn't see it coming, so they didn't feel anything.
Where's your badge? Bernie did a great job. That actor who's going to be an Eternal, he did a fantastic job being that guy.
You know who he is?
So, he's going to be in an Eternal in the MCU. I know that.
Isn't he also the dad from Into the Spider-Verse?
Maybe. I don't know the voice. I'd have to look at his face. I don't know. Maybe. You're probably right, brother.
Brian Tyree Henry. Yeah, he is the dad in
that's why his voice sounds so familiar.
So he was he was the Arkham clerk in the Joker.
Really?
Yeah, he was the one who was keeping all of the paperwork.
So he's dipped into Monsterverse, little DC, and now going into MCU, not just the Spider, and also Sony. So he's all over the place.
Up and coming, man. Yeah, no, I liked him a lot.
Oh, did you want to change the name of this podcast? The Titan Truth?
Yeah, it immediately like hit close to my heartstrings because I was like, oh, dude, it's a podcaster, and he's like, I love like his approach. Like this may be my last podcast, da 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 da, and he's already like, you know, asking people like if they can appear on their podcast. Like well after all the destruction has gone on.
Oh yeah, he was asking the dad, Maddie's dad. Hey man, you want to talk about Roswell and all that stuff? And he like in the middle of all this crap.
In the middle of all this carnage, and his dad her dad does not like him because he thinks he's like a nut or a quack or whatever.
Right.
Which is weird because
he's
like
now right. So
well, like he's like talking all this like crazy stuff about quote unquote Titans and Titan theory and stuff. I'm like, you've seen Godzilla face to face. This has affected your family on a very personal level. Like, how are you
lost your wife?
Like, yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. Like his character, Kyle Chandler's, he seemed like he was just a throw-in. He was a lot more of a figurehead in King of the Monsters, you know, obviously because he was the driving force behind, you know, trying to hunt Maddie down and trying to study wolves. Reminisce with his mind. Yeah, he's studying the wolves. But yeah, he was just kind of like a side character in this one, which is, I mean, again, it's fine. I have no qualms or quibbles of the casting in this.
Nice little callback.
Shunaguri was Ren Surazawa.
Dude, he sounded just like his dad for the character Gojira. It was perfect. He looked like him too.
We were watching this movie with subtitles on. I don't know why I've come to do that now, but I just do. The subtitles actually spell out Gojira, not Godzilla.
Yes.
Which I was like, that's good. That is exactly how he should pronounce that.
You know what it means, right?
Whale.
Gorilla whale.
Yeah, gorilla whale. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of? I guess we're gonna go through the characters like right now. What did you think of Walter Simmons?
We have to stop him now.
How did you?
We have to stop Godzilla. My name is Walter Simmons. I basically this. He's basically like the Pedro Pascal in Wonder Woman 1984. Unfortunately, you haven't seen that yet, but it's okay. I just think it's funny. The guy's name is Walter Simmons, but he sounds like a straight up Spaniard or whatever.
Which is
not.
That's that is exactly what I thought. Is when he was doing his promo at the very beginning for Apex, and I was like, your last name can't be like. I was like,
Simones.
you're Okay.
He did a good job. He did great.
Yeah.
I liked it. He played a good Elon Musk evil one. So
yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. He's the evil Elon Musk of this universe. Creating Skynet.
Hey, do you think Elon Musk has got a Mecha Godzilla somewhere? On level
Boy,
33.
Let's not open that can of worms.
Right.
I want to own a Tesla someday. Damn it. But
Yeah. So this movie came out and he was brought up, the evil Elon Musk. The stock went up big. They actually did a 3-way split. No, I'm just kidding. No, we'll talk about the movie.
Like what?
What? Are you serious? No, I'm just kidding. Now we're going over the characters. We already went over Walter Simmons. I think he did a good job. I just thought it threw me off where he's got this Walter Simmons name.
Sure.
And then he's got that really strong accent, but that accent may have been a way to, like, I don't know, make it even more evil. Because if it was just a regular guy,
sure,
you know what I mean, it may have not have been as evil. But you green pieces, or what did they call them? Greenpeace.
Yeah.
Like he called those 3 guys, Bernie, Matty, and Josh.
Yeah.
Like he was just, and then of course what happens to him was perfect. By the way, that's like a callback to Godzilla 2000 when that general, that doctor, whatever, he screams out Godzilla, and then all of a sudden Godzilla just destroys that building and him and kills him. Yeah, I feel like that was a good one. It was nice. It was very good. But go with another character. Yeah.
Obviously Madison, played by Millie Bobby Brown. She obviously came into her own a little bit in King of the Monsters, but her resolve in this movie is kind of what carried the human factor along. Like, obviously,
Right.
a lot of people are stricken and shocked by the fact that Godzilla is just raiding a random facility in their eyes. And she, understands Godzilla the creature, like all of a sudden, like, why is he attacking? Like, he only attacks when provoked or when challenged. And, come to find out that she's like starting to understand that, obviously with her encounter with Walter, is that they're creating their own alpha. And that all these power surges are what is stirring up Godzilla a little bit. And I forget if they ever explained how Godzilla knew to attack these specific locales. Was it the power surges?
What do you mean? Which one? The first attack when he's going to Florida?
Yeah.
So no, what happened was they kept one of the eyes. It was a setup, as you already know.
No.
It was a setup. They kept one of his eyes, and by turning on the power, he realized, he's over here. So that's why he attacked that facility and took it down.
So it was
they set up Godzilla to make him look bad. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, without her, like, kind of like she is the she's the Penny of this universe. Inspector Gadget's daughter, sleuthing her way. Obviously, with her and Josh going to the battle van and finding Bernie, they find this ridiculous magnetic high-speed transportation system between Florida and Hong Kong. That, I mean, again, this universe, like, you want to talk about technology that has gone well beyond our reaches in, like, real life 2021. That would be cool to really, really have, to be honest. Like a magnetic transportation train that swifts, cargo away at 1,000 miles an hour.
They have it in Wakanda.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Yes, they have it in Wakanda. But no, like, without her, like, the movie, or the human element kind of like loses its luster a little bit. Last but not least,
we got more humans though.
Yeah, last but not least, I want to talk about Nathan Lind, played by Alexander.
Well, you got 2 more after that.
Skarsgård.
2 more people after that, but go ahead.
Okay. I wanted to talk about him because they always have to find the scientist that looks completely disheveled, completely written off. His office was next to the flute room. No one believes his hollow earth theory because apparently he's got 32 boxes of books, in another room. Oh, excuse me, that remain unsold. But Walter and Ren find him, contract him out to like somehow try to get this power source out of the Hollow Earth. And obviously there's the theories, the salmon returning back to its birthing waters, kind of like animal theory, that maybe Kong can find his way back there. Because, they think that the way back there is through the Antarctica station.
Yes.
And boy, and that completely goes places. You got them going down to Hollow Earth, gravity doing tricks. Shrinking, expanding and retracting, squashing people who are trying to go down there, etc. Nathan's been trying to go down there. His brother was lost going down there in an accident. But with Walter's bottomless resources that they have at Apex, yeah, of course they've developed some type of transportation where they can defy all laws of gravity and physics and logic and stuff like that.
The all-new 2022 Heave Hollow Earth aerial vehicle.
It's not a helicopter; it's a Heave.
Right. Exactly.
Who else did you want to give a call?
Eileen Andrews, the mother, the person that adopted the little girl, which we'll go over in just a second. Maybe I watched it so many times I got annoyed with her, but she kept bringing up the dang. It's an ancient war. Oh, just kept bringing up the damn war. Like, okay, we get it. Godzilla will beat the crap out of Kong. We can't make them meet. I get it, but then again, he won't bow to no one. So it's just like she's afraid, but. Because she's right, because Godzilla whooped his ass. But going back to, she kept bringing up maybe it's because I watched the movie so many times. I feel like she's brought it up 3 times.
How many times
guy on the
have you
ship,
watched this?
brought it up to how many times?
How many times have you watched this?
A total of 6 times.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because I watched it with her, with wifey. I watched it with Luke because he wouldn't watch it, so I watched it again that last night, and then I just watched it again today.
Okay.
A couple times just because I wanted to make sure I was ready for this.
See, if the movie was longer, you wouldn't be able to watch it 6 times.
Right, exactly. It needs to be 12 hours. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just I feel like she said it so many times, but maybe it's because I watched it so many times.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an ancient war.
Yeah, like it didn't bother me too much. I know that they were trying to, call back, and like the fact that Kong was in containment was not for our protection; it was for his protection because she feared that, he would go to the mat pretty much fighting Godzilla, no matter how. Like he would not submit; he would literally fight to his death, regardless. And she's all about life, like she's not about these animals beating the holy heck out of each other.
Did you get goosebumps when she said, even though it's in the trailer, it's Godzilla? I'm like, oh god. And then it was like, boom, boom.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's talk about one more character.
Yeah.
The one that the friend of Kong, the best actor in this movie, I think.
Jaya.
Jaya, just it was perfect. Like you didn't do the old school blonde in distress where Kong has to save her. You didn't do you kept it, you pulled it to where it's a kid like you did in Gamera versus Gauss. That little kid. You did it with that, and then she's deaf, so she speaks in sign language to him, and then they have that bond. And then, of course, the storyline is, as everyone should know by watching it or listening and paying attention, that her people died in a big hurricane that never goes away, and she was the only one that Kong could save. And eventually, Eileen Andrews, she adopts her, and I think that's pretty cool. They have that bond too, and just you can tell it's motherly daughter love there. And throughout the movie, she's just looking out for her big brother Kong, and it's just amazing how when he like goes down to Godzilla, and he's messed up and his heart's stopping. It was pretty sad, and she was crying, and then the way the tear and everything, it was just she did a fantastic job acting, I think. So.
No, I mean being from a deaf family and being deaf herself, the way she speaks to you without words. The way she emotes to Kong. I mean, it's definitely that moment. You're like, okay, like this thing can go a little deeper than just like the fighting between two brute monsters, you know, like she is his friend. And like even the moments where she is told by Eileen, like, you know, we have to somehow get him to go down in the hole. And she kind of tells him a lie, like, or she tells her a lie, like saying like, hey, just tell her that,
yeah, it was kind of messed up.
I mean, it wasn't a
had to do it.
complete lie. Like, who knows? They could be down there. Hollow Earth is huge. There is still supposition that, like, you know, because of how big it is, there could be a race of Kongs or, you know, such down there. I mean, it's completely unmapped. You know, we don't know, but so that's the way she's able to talk. And like, you know, you even see on her face, you know, you can see like confusion on her face. You can see concern on her face. You can see, you know, a genuine caring in her face when she knows that like her friend has to go into battle to help his arch rival because this ginormous, you know, relentless machine is just waylaying him. And if he, you know, Godzilla, you know, not to cut to the very end of this, but, you know, if Godzilla gets wasted by Mechagodzilla or the brain of Ghidorah or whatever you want to call it, Mechagodzilla, like, you know, I don't like to say would completely own Kong, but who's to stop him? You know, Kong would
He's no chance.
Try to find a way, but you know, it's unassailable when you have a machine that never gets tired, never gets hurt. It's just like it gets damaged, but it doesn't feel pain. You know, like you have to literally give it, you know, a kill shot to like, you know, really make an impact. But I don't want to cut to the end like right there. Like that's just like, you know, cutting.
Yeah, let's go back to fights. Let's go back to fights.
Those were the characters that we really that you experience in this movie. Again, there's no one character really like save Chandler that is just kind of like a waste of a spot, to be honest. Yes, Godzilla, he attacked Apex. He was there. We were thinking it was Mechagodzilla. I was thinking the same thing. But then we have the second Mamma Jamma. I will say this, when I was making notes for this particular podcast tonight.
You couldn't do it.
No. Here's what happened. I had Godzilla, then I had Big Orb. And then they started talking about Hollow Earth theories and then the power to get down there. And then I started timing the movie because, again, this is hyper-analytical Cheeto. I'm like, okay, you know, like, don't disappoint me, movie. And they were talking about they need a Titan to get down there. You know, maybe they're going to use Kong to get down into Antarctica, get down into Hollow Earth through Antarctica. And, you know, obviously Kong is being transported there via aircraft carrier. So I'm starting
back to the original Godzilla vs. King.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. Instead of on a wooden raft, he's on like, you know, a proper aircraft carrier in this one. Mm-hmm. So I started timing it. And I'm like, all right, we're 25 minutes in. There's already not enough Godzilla in this movie. And then the rain comes down.
Yeah, that's analytical Cheeto for sure.
Yeah, I told you. I was like, I need to turn that brain off. You know, Jai goes out there. That's when you start to find out Kong knows sign language, which, you know, yeah. I'm surprised. Well, I guess I'm not surprised that this has not been done in previous movies because, you know, you have a monster. There's zero depth there. It just wants to, you know, kill and destroy and stuff like that. But giving Kong, giving the Kong the ability to know sign language, that he's smarter than just your average, you know, faceless antagonist or protagonist, gives him a reason. Like I said, like I was like, oh my God, I am starting to endear myself to this side of the equation in Godzilla versus Kong. And I'm like, oh no, like I can't not like King Kong now. He likes this little girl. Like, why? Make me hate you for some reason. Because, like, obviously the battle's to come later. And then 35 minutes came. And I'm like, all right, where are we going here? Come on. This is turning into, no offense to Garrett Edwards' Godzilla 19 in 2014 or 16.
1985.
Yeah. That movie didn't have enough Godzilla for me, even though I did like that movie. So, again, 35 minutes in, I'm like, okay. And that's when Jaya, remember?
Jaya.
She does so many things that she doesn't even need to talk. Just the entire, moment where she touches the side of the interior of the aircraft curve, and you hear Godzilla's undertone growl forever. Oh, my God. And like you said, that goosebump moment where Eileen's like, it's Godzilla.
Eileen enters.
And
what is it? It's Godzilla.
Dude, describe that scene for the people out there. I need a drink of water before we go. Describe
Jaya is,
battle.
She's deaf, but so when you lose a sense of some kind, everything is is heightened, right? So when she feels the ground because of Kong's heartbeat, or she feels the ship, she can feel the vibration of Godzilla's roar as he's swimming towards it. And then all of a sudden the alarms are going off. Eileen Andrews turns around. It's Godzilla. And then the goosebumps right now are going up because it's just an amazing feeling. It's about to happen. We've seen it in the trailer, but the trailer does nothing, which I'm so glad it's not just the stuff from the trailer. And Kong, he's still chained down, man. He's still chained down. So what's going to happen? They're arguing about, we can't let him go. That Maya Simmons, the daughter of Walter Simmons, the owner of the big Apex conglomerate, she's like, just dump the monkey. And then Eileen's all pissed off, like, why don't you dump you instead?
The pretty face of the movie, pretty much.
Right, exactly. Whew, man. Hold on, I just lost my train of thought because you just said that.
Sturm Rage, man, I'm sorry. I told you, if you were here to, again, I'm going to say it again. We're spoiling the crap out of Godzilla versus Kong. We love y'all. Listen to the podcast. Watch it on YouTube. We love y'all. But, if you haven't watched it yet, bye. We love you. Go.
It was amazing. So Kong's stuck. He's in his chains. He's stuck. He's trying to get out of it. But those chains are pretty good dang chains, pretty thick too. And all of a sudden you hear, they're trying their best to stop this badass Godzilla swimming at him at freaking I don't know how many knots per hour or whatever. And you see all these battleships shooting, and his fins, he's swimming. He just goes right through a battleship like freaking nothing, cuts it in half. And the cool thing is he drags the ship with the tip of his tail, and you see him coming. Oh, he's coming. He's coming for you, Kong, okay? And Kong's like, all right, let's do this. Ancient war my ass. And he roars and hits the ship, and all of a sudden he roars, roar, and then Godzilla roars that right back at him. He flips the ship. He's still stuck. Hey, this guy can breathe in water. This guy is just like us. There's a certain amount of time he's going to run out of breath, okay? So that showed the true strength of not only on land but on sea. Godzilla can swim. He is super fast. He can breathe. He can shoot his freaking atomic breath at you in the freaking, in the water. He just gets owned. But Kong is smart. Notice how big their heads are. Kong has a much bigger head than Godzilla.
Okay, so let's not go into that analysis like they did in King Kong versus Godzilla. Are you going to bring a marble up? Are you going to hold a marble?
Here's Godzilla's brain.
Oh my god.
Here's King Kong's brain.
Oh my god.
Anyway, let me rewind it. He's stuck. He flips the ship back over. Why, Cheeto? Who's in the ship?
Jaya, man.
His girl. Jaya's in there. He's got to flip it back over. He's got to save his best friend. So he does. And then, but before that happens, before he flips it, Nathan, the doctor, whatever, he's smart. He let him go. He's supposed to let him go, which of course we kind of knew he would, because judging by the trailer or whatever the case may be. But man, it gets better.
Well, if he doesn't let him go,
each other.
The mission's done. Well, he's dead. The mission is dead because they need him to get to the center of the earth, because Godzilla ain't going to take him down there. So,
because what does he say? we need Kong. But anyway,
God.
to stop what's coming. Anyway, I love that line. I love that line.
You know what? Let
It's
them
not as
fight.
good as it's not as good as that one, of course.
No.
But you gotta have the line somewhere. But anyway, so no, this is where I'm coming into the play. He's smart. He sees the ships lined up. He jumps from ship to ship to get to the the aircraft carrier that can hold him. And then Kong's like, okay, boom, 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 come get me now. Godzilla comes up on that ship. You've seen in the trailer. You see how massive Godzilla is. You can see on his neck where it stretches out. That's like the detail of the CGI is perfect. It's during the freaking day. And then all of a sudden, they're going at it. They're fighting each other, or whatever. But the funniest part is before Godzilla gets to the ship, King Kong he picks up a jet, and he's like, he throws it at him. By the way, perfect throw. But there was still a guy in it. Luckily, the guy got out right in just in time because the ship was spinning. But I thought that was pretty funny.
I mean, that goes to show you though that like even though Kong is looking after his girl and stuff like that, we're still just ants to those guys. Like, especially when they're like going toe to toe, they're not here out looking for us or whatever. Like, obviously Godzilla's doing things for the greater good, but unfortunately we are all collateral damage to these things. They are big forces of nature that no one's going to stand between them. Like, he's not going to pick up the plane, like you said, look inside, like, oh, there's a guy in here. Oh, sorry, dude. Let me put you over here and grab another one. No, that dude is, he ejected, right? I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's spinning, but it was perfect time. As it was spinning towards Godzilla, as he threw it, he ejected out, which was good. So, but yeah, that was then the fight. But then it shows how Godzilla is better in water, because eventually the ship capsizes, or the ship goes the aircraft carrier tips over, gets destroyed, and Godzilla's pissed, so he shoots his atomic flame, and this guy's like, oh shit. One jumps off the aircraft carrier just in time, and he's stuck in water. So what do? You take your tail, you drag him, and then I love the part where they say, I love the fact that Eileen Andrews comes with the idea, depth charges, can you help him? The general's like, okay, like he just presses one button, and all of a sudden all these depth charges come, and that was a pretty cool scene itself too. But yeah, go ahead, Cheeto, take over.
This is I want to propose something that I thought like really, really quick in passing. Because the entire time, again, Godzilla is attacking Apex, And I swear, like, there was a split second of me, like, I know that these two are rivals or whatever, but there was a split second of me when Godzilla was dragging him down into the water, and I was like, wait, is he dragging him to, like, Hollow Earth? Like, if Kong could just hold his breath just for a little bit, he will be in Hollow Earth. Dude. No, I know. Like, again, this is such a split second, but I'm like, Godzilla's not trying to take Kong out. He's like this again. I'm telling you, a split second of a thought I made of this. That he's not trying to take him out. He's trying to get Kong away from these guys because he knows that. I don't know if like he understands that like, oh, they're taking Kong to the main ingress of how to get to Hollow Earth or whatever. But for a split second, I was like, wait, he's trying to like take Kong away from these guys because he knows Apex is not. They're not the good guys in this movie. But again, quick in passing. It amazes me how fast he is in the water. As big as he is, and obviously, like you said, using his tail, I don't know. The Godzilla that we've always seen, he's slow, he's lumbering on land and stuff. Even the movies where he's in the water fighting, he's just kind of like on his legs, He's fighting this huge lobster thing, and it's a very slow motion kind of fight. That movie. But, like to see how much speed he can generate. Well, and even in King of the Monsters, and yes, he was approaching the facility like as more of a sense of curiosity trying to figure out what it was, as his fins were glowing in the back of him, and he's slowly approaching the front windshield of the facility. But it blew me away how fast he moved around here, Did you like did you like the tactic of them let's turn everything off. Godzilla will see that everything is done here and he'll leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that because it just shows like these animals are not just big ass monsters destroying stuff. They're smart. They're Godzilla has a reason, right? He has a reason. He came to kill those Mutos because he wanted to stay the apex predator, right? In 14. Yeah. He came out like, whoa, wait a minute, Monster Zero. Who the heck is this guy in Antarctica? He's all of a sudden waking up. Whoa, buddy, I'm gonna take you down. Fortunately, he failed the first time, and then he eventually takes him down or whatever. So and the reason why he's never went to Skull Island, Godzilla never went to Skull Island, is not because of Kong, because he was well hidden. He couldn't see him because of the hurricane around the island. So that was protecting him. That's what they talk about in this particular movie. So where was I going with that? I have no idea.
No, I wanted to see, like, in regards to their tactic of turning everything off. I kind of thought that I was just like, at first I was like, wait a minute, Godzilla's smarter than that. But I guess he, like you said, he obviously knows, like,
here's Godzilla's
he's not
brain.
there. God, he's not, like you said, he's not there to just like wreck and pillage everything just for the sake of doing it. He knows that, like, well, I guess his summation is that everything's powered down, so everything's done. Even Kong is laid down. He's not getting back up at that moment. He's just kind of chilling on the aircraft carrier. And so Godzilla's like, all right, I'm done here. You know your place. Don't mess up again. And he leaves.
He gives you a look too, which I thought was pretty cool.
He does.
In the flames.
There's so many more looks in this movie, which I thought was really cool. That gave both monsters, like, character.
Feeling.
A deeper feeling inside them. Before we go to the last one, do you have anything more to say on this fight, or?
I forgot one of the coolest parts. It's in the trailer. The jet flying into his tail, and the music behind it was just like, man, he uses his tail to destroy a jet.
Yeah.
And it's not done on accident. It's like that tail was used to kill a jet. I think that's just the coolest thing. I'm sure it's been done before in a movie before, but the look of it, the CGI was perfect. And it's just funny how they just continue to shoot him and like just try to stop him, and nothing will. You know what I mean? It was just I just love that, and it showed how easy Kong would be defeated in the water, unfortunately. But he's smart enough to lay down, fight another day, live to fight another day.
Yeah, definitely. So before we go to the last, like, the main uber crescendo battle, let's talk about Hollow Earth a little bit.
This is going to be fun.
This obviously, like, is where they go after, everything has been wrecked and pillaged and stuff like that. Nathan is discussing basically, like, they've sacrificed all these people. We cannot get here and leave because Kong, first of all, before we go into the actual story, looked really, really cool to see him in snow. He started
kind of looked like George from Rampage.
From Rampage, yeah. It started reminding me of Primal Rage, the video game.
How he farts to attack you.
But yeah, like, Kong is like, I don't want to go in that hole. What are you doing to me? Like, no, and they obviously. I thought it was
cool. He picked up like a snowball. Like, he's like, what the heck is this?
Yeah. Did he start eating it? I forget. He's like,
no. Like, he does eat some stuff in this movie, though. Sure. Well, by the way, going back to that ship, he does eat a thing of fish, which is a callback to Zilla. Anyway,
yeah, no, he was happy too. That's another, like,
he
one of those moments where he's like, like, that's a lot of tuna, by the way.
Yeah, those had to be tuna, even though they look so small. They're probably tuna. Mm-hmm.
So again, they convinced Jaya to tell Kong through sign language that his family is down in Hollow Earth, and that's the only way they're gonna be able to go there. And when he sees that, boy, he hightails it, and then you got this 2001 Space Odyssey trip fest when they are descending into Earth, breaching that weird gravity well. I thought that was really, definitely it was a very sci-fi Tron moment where everything is just going completely haywire. That's the canon of the movie. I guess this is a different place than where Godzilla's house was.
That was Atlantis.
Yeah. And so, but I guess my question is that this is how Godzilla is able to travel the planet so fast, is to be able to traverse through the hollow planet, right?
Right. There's more than one entrance, though. Remember that. You got Antarctica, and now you have that big-ass hole in Hong Kong. There's so many... Well, actually, no. Technically, there's other holes in Hong Kong, because that's how they ship their stuff from the Pensacola. Well, but anyway, he travels through the water. There's cracks in the water. Yeah. And the holes in the Skull Island, right? Yeah. Right, exactly.
So, I don't know.
Which probably isn't there anymore because it's contained so small. That or Kong is just so gigantic, the island is just so small in comparison to him now.
Well, sure, but that's where the skull crawlers came from, was from Hollow Earth.
Right, which we see.
Yeah, we see that later
in the movie. Yeah.
So yeah, they get to Hollow Earth. Obviously, up is down, left is right in some places. It's kind of cool to see.
Gravity's all over the place. Yeah.
Pets' heads are falling off. It's cool to see. It's cool to see Kong go at full speed gallop. Like, that dude can truck when he's given a stretch of land to do so. And you can kind of see how happy he was. He's like, "Yeah, let's go! I can run." Right. He obviously gets to that place where again, up is down. That little that little rock edifice that looks like a hand, which is another finger, and so I don't know, it's that weird
well, things happened before that though. Yeah, things happened before that.
Okay.
The Warbats.
Yeah.
Those Warbat snakes that can fly, they're snakes. That was a callback to what was that, the 70s one where he fights a snake to save her, I guess.
Yeah.
There was their fly too. There's two of them, so it's like calling it like a skull crawler type of creature too. But I really like the fact that the heaves were weaponized too, and it reminded me of Super X from 1985. Super X was that ship that was used to stop Godzilla with the lasers and the major machine guns and missiles and things of that nature. It just reminded me of that because all of a sudden you see the top part come up, Delta attack, and then all of a sudden these rockets come to help Kong stop getting choked out by one of these Warbats. And I thought that was super cool that they could act, they're weaponized. That's pretty awesome.
Those bats are so well designed, and like even when he was trying to smother Kong, like you could see Kong's face through the webbing, through the membrane, through the skin. Yeah. That was really, really cool. I thought he was gonna bite through it. Like initially, I was like, "Come on, just you got fangs, bite through that sucker."
But man, he went all Kong smash, like you texted me, man. He just went boom, 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 smash the crap out of him, takes his head off, and eats the inside of him.
Yeah.
Like a damn clam or something, or like a
drinks up, like
man. A clam. Yeah, and drinks up, and then that chick, Maya Simmons.
It's like a crawfish, man. You squeeze the tail and suck the head.
Oh, crawfish. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, perfect. But speaking of crawfish and seafood,
okay,
you see crab. So he's running, right? He's doing the gorilla, and all of a sudden he wakes up these like crab things. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like little crab creatures, probably much bigger than a human, probably big as his feet, maybe a little bit smaller.
He wakes up the crabs, and then you got this huge lizard thing.
Huge lizard thing, and you notice he's got, you got those fins on the back, kind of like Godzilla. So I was just thinking, is that is that Baragon? No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. But I just thought that was cool to have like
I thought that was Anguirus, to be honest. Like little baby Anguirus. I was like, oh, come on.
So
you got
go ahead and
spikes.
continue. Go ahead and continue on where he's flying. He's using gravity with odd gravity to like kind of like fly up into that hand, and you're right there.
It reminds me of like those Mario levels where you like jump and then you hit this different pixel and then you flip up and then everything is down is now up and everything is up is now down, and it was really, really cool to see how they implemented that. If I could have one thing, and like this isn't going to spoil too much. I mean, we're spoiling everything anyway. But if I could have one thing back from this movie, I would have loved to seen a fight here, like between Godzilla and Kong.
There?
Yeah, like have them floating in midair, like Gravity, and like the movie Gravity, and they're just going to town, and Godzilla's like just trying to use his fire breath to control himself in the middle of no gravity.
A deleted scene's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think I would want to see it in the movie. It'd be too like, really? Come on.
Yakety sax playing in the background.
Yeah, yakety yak. Don't come back. But yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, no, I think it'd be like a deleted scene. That's fine if it's on like on a Blu-ray or like extras or something. But no, I think it was good because remember you want to keep it going. Well, actually, no, it's a fight, so I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one. Good thought though. I like that. Kind of wish Rodan would have just randomly come out like, "What are you doing? Get out of here!"
Where are
Get
the other
out.
kaiju? It doesn't matter. Anyway,
oh no, I got it. Rodan's like, "Hey, Godzilla told me to watch this place. What are you doing here, bro?" And he's still got the hole right there from Mothra. He's got like a little bandage or something right there.
it's Godzilla versus Gigan with the rewinding cassette player, and it's just this horrible English speak. Ugh, let's not talk about that.
Good things.
Didn't they take Rodan in the last movie? No, Rodan's still alive. Mean Green. He's like, if you see him at the very end, like he's bowing down to Godzilla. But
Mothra paralyzed him with his thorn or his spike.
Stinger.
Stinger. He pulled a stinger.
So Kong finds the door, right?
Yep. With his hand. He's like, there's a hand here. I thought it was going to be automatically open because it's like one of those handprint things that automatically opens. I would have not liked that. I like the fact he pushes it open.
Well,
I like that.
I'm glad that it didn't like automatically open, because then you're like, okay, now this has gone a little too far-fetched. Like this is supposed to be some ancient like civilization that technology is not like quite reached or whatever. They are powered by like unknown magics. If it like for some reason it's the freaking space aliens from Planet X or whatever that's controlling everything down there, I would have been like, no. You're jumping the shark now.
I got even better than that. Godzilla versus Megalon, the guy with the toga shirt. That guy.
Yeah.
That's who's down there.
So tell us what happens when Kong walks into his the living room.
Huge,
I guess you want to call it
he's
that.
He's got a huge like cave, like Kong cave, and there you can see there's some bats, some sort of bat creatures up there. So it's like his bat cave. But no, right in the middle of it, you see this like throne or whatever. You didn't know it was a throne until he actually sits down. To be honest, that's what I saw. Like I didn't see that until he actually sat down. But he finds his handy dandy axe, Stormbreaker. Not really. It's not Stormbreaker. I just got that from MCU.
All I could hear was Gimli.
You have my axe.
That's all I could hear.
Yeah. What did you think about the axe thing? I thought it was cool. These ancient species that are millions of years old. I mean, Kong is not a stupid, animal. He's smart.
No.
So I'm sure they communicated certain ways, and they created this eventually. This is a bone.
Yeah.
With one of his fins or whatever,
Yeah.
So, and that's what gives it energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway,
No, I mean,
liked it.
They pieced it together. I mean, it was again, this universe is it's not based upon real life and stuff like that. But
it's real.
How he conjures up, or how he comes across the axe that he didn't create himself. There was no Iron Man moment where all of a sudden Kong is hammering on an anvil, and sweating there, and all of a sudden he's dipping the axe in water or whatever. I'm glad they didn't do anything like that. He just kind of came across it, so it makes it even more mysterious that, like, okay, who put this axe together? Obviously Kong is putting two and two together. That okay, I can use this. Now I have some type of weapon. He was using planes to throw at Godzilla. I swear, if there was like a long, big, hunk of rebarb that he could have taken out, he would have done so. But now he has like an actual true weapon. Finding the piece to power up the axe, or to ignite the power, that was kind of a
well, it lit up. Remember, it lit up. It was telling him where to go and power it up.
It did. And like, again, you have to take things like this with like a leap of faith. And I was enjoying the ride. I was like, okay, he came across that. It wasn't like, it didn't come out of nowhere. So yeah, he powers that thing up. And obviously, during all this, by the way, in Hong Kong, they are testing out something, and then you see the fins. wait, then you see the fins. Okay, so let me just tell me of your experience seeing him the first time.
I was just like, oh.
And him, when I say him, again,
Godzilla.
Spoilers, yeah, Mechagodzilla. Tell me what you thought.
Well, they're bringing him up, right? And he's like laid down and everything, but all of a sudden he's getting ready. So he's getting up slowly. He's bringing up his arms. Each individual, this isn't him, but each individual spike on his back is going up, like getting geared up to fight something, to do a test.
It's a very Iron Man suit.
Right, exactly. Iron Man, Godzilla combined. And then all of a sudden you see Walter Simmons, the owner and head of Apex Cybernetics. He says, "Open gate 10." All of a sudden you see a little callback, another skull crawler. And by the way, they collect these skull crawlers, I'm assuming, as a target practice for Mechagodzilla. So they got eggs galore.
Well, and this one was
of these
big.
Skull crawlers. Yes, this guy is huge. Huge. He's bigger. He's actually bigger than the Skull Island skull crawler.
Okay,
the
like
big one,
the big daddy, basically.
He's bigger, and he's about. I want to say when he's like stretched out, because Mechagodzilla takes him and just treats him like a chew toy. He's probably at least 150, 200 feet. He's not as big as Kong and Godzilla, but he's a decent size, so it's a good target practice. But all of a sudden you see him, his red beam powering up, and all of a sudden, well, bye, Skullcrawler. That was a short freaking fight, and then just splits him in half. But unfortunately, they can only get his power level up to 40%.
Yeah. Because
they need a better arc reactor. Wait a minute, that's not it. But yeah.
Tony!
Tony! Then Ironhide. No, I'm just kidding. Ironmonger, sorry. Ironhide.
And so basically we've come to the part of the movie where, like, okay, this has been the hidden agenda of Apex this entire time, is that they are trying to go get this hidden power source that can fully power the Mechagodzilla, create their own Apex alpha kaiju, alpha cyber kaiju, or whatever. So
the Omega
humanity can become the alpha species once again, basically. Right. Obviously, during this testing, Godzilla is attracted to that, so he knows where that sucker's at. Lands in Hong Kong. He's kind of like walking through, and then he feels when Kong activates the power source in the Hollow Earth. And man, I've seen some feats of Godzilla like throughout my life, like the flying backwards, the flying double kick, crazy stuff like that.
The flying double kick, ladies and gentlemen, looks like this. Is
as my brother will demonstrate for us.
Right.
The drilling to the center of the earth with his atomic breath is bananas and a half. Like, it's just constant. I'm like, he did not just drill all the way to the earth with his breath.
He could have not have done that in 14. He had to have all the power.
And immediately I was like, that wasn't the moment that I was completely all back in, because like obviously you see Mechagodzilla by this time and stuff, and just the way everything was kind of coalescing together, the fight scene on the ocean. What's up, little man?
Yeah, you hear him. Yeah.
Yeah, so how everything was kind of coming together, like I was completely all back in. But when he did that, that was the exclamation point of like, yep, this movie, yeah, it's just getting started. And, you know, obviously Kong now has a weapon. And so he ascends, I guess, in a way. Like, does it go down or come up, I guess? I don't know. Everything is down, everything is up, whatever. And that leads to the next set piece.
He climbs up, right? The first thing you see is the axe.
The axe.
And it's all well lit and everything, and I'm surprised people are still trying to escape. You know what I mean? He hits an axe, so he uses the axe to hit like a car to get up out of the hole. And all of a sudden he's showing people running still, like, dude, Godzilla's been there for like half an hour, dude. You might want to get down in a bunker.
Well, they've been trying to get to like kaiju
a bunker doesn't matter because he'll blow it to smithereens.
Yeah. No, and that's, oh my gosh, that fight, even though it was at night, it was just crazy. I mean, it's hard to say. Like, the movements were so fast. This was not like the fight between him and those other what were those things called in the first movie?
Skull crawlers.
No.
What are you talking about?
In Godzilla.
Mutos.
Yeah.
Mutos.
The first Mutos, it was nothing like that. Like, Kong was jumping off of things. He was parkouring off of a building, you know, punching Godzilla in the face. By the way, Godzilla can take a crap ton of punishment in this movie. Oh my gosh. Like, you know, Kong, I don't even want to guesstimate at his, you know, punching pounds of pressure per square inch. Like, it's ridiculous how many times Kong has waylaid Godzilla in the head, and he's just like, whatever. Like,
punching power, I just looked it up. It's 99,000 tons. No, I'm just kidding.
I just imagine like Godzilla, like after this movie, it's like if there's a sequel after this, it's like the beginning of Rocky V, where all they're talking about is the concussions. Because he gets waylaid over and over again. Kong even tries his quote unquote finishing move several times, you know, where he takes the jaw and just rips it open. I'm like, and I'm not kidding. Every time I did that, I was like, please, no. But Godzilla would do the smart thing. His like you said, he can like ignite his breath at any moment's notice. So he was like, you want to put your hand in my mouth? Yeah, here, I'll turn this on a little bit, and Kong would back off a little.
Burn.
And so, oh my gosh, I forget how they get to the crescendo of this fight. You know, obviously, if you've watched any commercial, it's Kong coming down with the quote-unquote killing stroke of the axe. And I dreaded this moment ever since I've seen this, you know, in promotionals and trailers and stuff like that. I was like, oh, no. That tell me this is not it. Like, it can't. You cannot. No, you can't. Here.
I'm glad it wasn't. It was just one of those explosive things that happened, and it threw it off. And I think it turned off the axe, possibly. I'm not 100. I forgot, even though I've seen it way more times than anybody on Earth, probably.
I mean,
but you notice that Godzilla grabs the axe with his mouth.
Oh,
eventually, and throws it to the side.
Flings it away, man.
He just throws it. I love that, and it shows like, okay, that's the reason why he grabbed it with his mouth, obviously, because his short ass arms. He's got short little arms. So, but he still fights with it. He scratches and claws and everything.
He is.
But you notice. Do you want to go towards the end of the first fight with them too, or how? Like, where are you at on this?
No, I'm just describing how like these two are just scratching and clawing and punching each other, and Godzilla's using his tail and everything. I mean, this is like a brawl among brawls. This is no holds barred. Like, this is the epitome of what I've wanted to always see between these two in fighting.
I like the way Kong maneuvered himself the best way he can as the atomic breath was following him, basically, and he was trying to maneuver around through the buildings, swinging through and everything. I think they picked the right city with the lighting. It's at night, and he's just swinging through the buildings and everything. I just thought that was really cool. It just shows how a gorilla would do to dodge his way into danger. So
yeah, I mean, he's using obstacles to obviously block Godzilla's attacks. You want to talk about Godzilla's little hands? He made some decent work of Kong's chest when he scratched him all up the holy heck.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You like that? You like that?
Pretty much. I was like, yeah, get some of that. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Kong, but Godzilla's my guy here. And
America.
Man. Adrian. No, no, and literally, they're just like, these two guys are just fighting, and I'm like, I'm not even kidding. The entire time, I'm like, Mechagodzilla needs to wake up right now, because these two are literally beating each other to a pulp, and he's gonna pick up the scraps, and it's gonna be like, I don't know, like, I know, like, there was a moment where I was like, I know exactly how this is gonna end, but I didn't want to say it because I was like, show it to me.
His foot, dude. Godzilla's feet, his legs are gigantic. A lot of people make fun of him because he's fat. Man, that's freaking muscle, bro.
Yeah, that's all beef.
He puts his foot on Kong's chest, and I think he like tells the heart to stop beating so fast because he beats the crap out of him with his foot. And I love the fact that the roar thing, you saw it in the trailer too. The roar, Kong, he's beat to death. Godzilla's roaring, and King Kong he's just gonna be a man about it. He roars back, just like, I'm not done.
He's like,
but he was done.
You're done. And this was after that main crescendo moment where Kong is coming down with that axe, and it looks like Kong's gonna come down with a killing stroke. Instead, there's this weird percussion explosion that occurs, blows both guys like separate directions. Both of them get the worse for wear on it and stuff like that. I did like that moment where they were both roaring at each other, and you're like, and you're just like, again, I'm a kid in a candy store watching this thing. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're right. Yeah, Kong is literally like left like he. Even though Eileen said Kong bows to no one, like, Kong didn't bow to him. I'll give him that. He didn't
He tried to get up.
Acquiesce.
He tried to use the building like a cane. I thought that was pretty interesting and cool.
He tried,
but then he just
Godzilla's like.
But did you see his shoulders messed up too?
Yeah.
He put it out of socket.
He did break his shoulder. He busted his shoulder, and I was like.
But he pulls a Mel Gibson later on.
Well, yeah. We'll get to that, but no, yeah, he is broken. He is bruised, and he is beaten. And like they didn't have that in the original Godzilla movie, where like those two fought toe to toe pretty much.
We had none of this in.
Well,
Godzilla
no, I know, but there was never a real big moment where literally one is telling the other, obviously no words, they can't talk, but it's just this sign of Godzilla stomping his foot on his chest and just like saying like, listen, I'm the alpha.
Say uncle.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
This is me. Like, you're good.
Really, Captain Phillips?
But
okay.
that's you. But you stay down there. You just stay. And I don't know if again Godzilla knew that Kong was dying at that moment, but he knew that Kong was beaten. I'll say that. I had a very tiger fist pump championship movement as that occurred because again Team Godzilla, but I felt bad for Kong in that movie because obviously his little friend now she's upset and she can feel, oh my gosh, yeah, when she was able to
feel the ground
and feel his heart slowing down. Like I was like, oh man, I feel bad now. Like I can't, relish in this victory because I have respect for Kong as well.
Mm-hmm.
But then, what do the humans do? They're like, here we go.
We gotta get his heart beating. We gotta get his heart beating back. What are we gonna do?
Well, no, before
they have the heave. They have the heave still.
Well, before that even occurs, they're like, Godzilla's beaten. Crank him up. Let's power him up. And I'll give Serizawa this. He was like, we haven't tested anything yet. Like, what are you doing? Like, we can't just go in there, put this huge power source in, and go. Evil villain Mr. Simmons is like,
get in the freaking chair or whatever he said.
Sit in the damn chair or whatever. Well, he sits in the chair, powers everything up, and then Skynet happens. Like the Ghidorah brain is powered up, I guess now to a point of sentience. Does he fries Serizawa, right? Is that what happened?
Yes, he dies. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's hooked up to this kaiju brain.
Right.
What do you think is going to happen? The more dominant brain is going to fry the little one. And then obviously as you see Simmons talking about how humanity is going to take over the world again, this is our Earth or whatever, you slowly see in the background Mechagodzilla just turning toward Simmons, man. And all you know is dude, you're about to get it. And even Bernie and Madison and Josh, they're just kind of backing away. They're like, something bad's gonna happen.
Why y'all backing up? And then, oh shit, boom.
He says that, doesn't he?
He's one of those guys. He just knew he was gonna get it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
He just knew.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't the homeboy from Game of Thrones and King of the Monsters. He wasn't in this movie. I don't know what happened to that guy. But
you talking about the old man that finds the head?
Yeah, he was the leader of.
They're what do they call him? Something eco terrorist.
Yeah.
So what I'm guessing is, and I don't know if there's a comic or a prequel comic or something. What I'm guessing is that they found the head and they sold it to Apex.
There you go. That makes more sense.
That's what I'm thinking. He's like, oh, let's just sell it, and then we can use that money towards something else. Who knows? But it's connected. I wonder what happened to him too.
No, yeah. You know what? You're probably right. They're eco terrorists. The highest bidder came, got the Ghidorah head or whatever, and went on their merry way. Yeah, evil Elon. So yeah, Mechagodzilla obviously wants to take advantage. Boy, his arsenal is something else.
Oh God. Yes.
Holy, he jumps in the fray. He's got missiles coming out of everywhere, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
He's got this ridiculous, powered up punch. I don't even know what you want to call that thing.
And there's jetpacks everywhere, so he can actually move much quicker as he's punching. It's just crazy.
He is more of a, I was going to say a Pacific Rim type mech than they ever hoped to be in that movie. But again,
I mean a Jaeger.
Jaeger. Godzilla took a lot of punishment already from Kong, but boy, that was minuscule compared to what Mechagodzilla was doing to him. He was tossing him around like a rag doll. Like he was taking him to the shed, like just throwing him through buildings, obviously taking his head and just like grinding it into stuff while punching him. Oh my gosh,
Also slightly bigger too, if you noticed.
He is slightly bigger.
Maybe a head taller. So
I asked you earlier what you thought of the model. Again, unfortunately, like sometimes I can be swayed by previous models. It took me a hot minute to come to terms with this design.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, you can't copy things too much or whatever. Ready Player One, I think, in my humble opinion, has the best design of Mechagodzilla, like modern design. I'm not going back to Showa's Mechagodzilla or the Mechagodzilla from the 90s. But that Mechagodzilla from Ready Player One was like, oh God, like this is perfect. Like you've literally captured Mechagodzilla in every modern way that you can. And so when I saw this one initially, I was like, guys, legs are kind of like, they look long. And I'm like, where's the Mechagodzilla tail at? Like, it's just kind of...
Oh, we see it. We see it later on.
Yeah, and again, it's initial perception. And it obviously, as the fight kind of went along, I was starting it was starting to wear on me. I was like, oh, okay, I'm liking this version, this version of Mechagodzilla. But yeah, the tail. Oh my God, the tail.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the
way
tail.
It spins and spikes coming out of it and stuff. It's like...
That drill. Oh my gosh. I was like, even those moments where he's getting close to God, I'm like, are they going to do it? Like, we've obviously seen old Godzilla movies where they don't hold back on the bloody scenes.
Did you see he got hurt though?
Oh gosh,
the beams cut the crap out of his chest, and actually, this toy, the chest part comes out for that reason. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, why? When I got the toy, obviously, the movie didn't come out yet, so I was like, why would the chest come out? Like, why would this piece come out? But now I know it's because he gets beamed the freak out by Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, no, he is turned into
burnt Godzilla.
Yeah, I can't even think of a term, man.
Let's get real. I mean, he was getting burnt out.
No,
fighting.
Yeah, I mean fired.
You got it. It took you a couple seconds, but you got it.
Explosions on you. So yeah, like he is literally at his last, last life bar, it seems like. And then you see Jaya, and she's like, trying to, like, this is when you come to find out, like, that Kong is starting to slow down a little bit. And Nathan comes up with the idea to
use the heave.
Power up Kong with the heave. Interesting. I was like, I mean, honestly, that's the only way they could have done it. That was the only power source that they could have possibly used at that moment that was big enough. Like, they can't go
Vegas for a week.
They couldn't have gone and grabbed some paddles from like the hospital and be like, what do we do here? Okay, light up his pinky. Let's light up his pinky a little bit. Maybe that'll stir him up or whatever. Yeah, enough power to light up Vegas for a week. That's pretty much what it had. And when it charged him up, I loved like the look on Kong's face. Like, it was actually shocked for. He's like, whoa. Did you I don't know. Did you think that they were gonna go the route of old King Kong versus Godzilla, where Kong has electrical powers?
I read somewhere that there was rumors that he was going to have some sort of power, and also I read somewhere that there's rumors that Godzilla would show a new power, something we've never seen before. but nothing has been. I didn't see anything. And by the way, we forgot to do a small callback. He uses the axe the same way he did in the original King Kong versus Godzilla, using the other end to choke Godzilla out. Same thing King Kong did in the original 1966 film, where he uses a tree to choke out Godzilla. I thought that was classy to bring that up in that way, using the axe as a way to try to choke him. Yes, he did.
Okay.
I forgot to bring that up. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a nice callback there. I love callbacks. It's just respecting the old, right? So.
But he didn't use his flame to light the axe on fire, unfortunately. He used his atomic breath for something else.
Right.
Yeah, Kong gets back into right before Kong gets back into the fray, like he's obviously looking at those two fighting, and Jaya's like, speaking to Kong saying, Godzilla's not your enemy. That's the enemy. Like you need to help him by beating, Mechagodzilla up. And Kong, you can kind of see the confusion on his face.
Confusion and upset because he's like roaring. He's like, "Man, I don't want to help him, but okay, I guess so."
Exactly. It's
you're the boss.
He's reluctant because he's like, that dude owned me a second ago. I want to tear him up right now because now I'm like ready to go. He's all jacked and like you said, the power of Vegas. But I forget. So he grabs the axe, and
no, he does not. He does not. The axe is still down. He
really?
immediately goes to help. Yes. Okay. He comes with the idea of the axe later on, and that's what leads to towards the end of that fight. But no, he comes in. They're fighting. They both hold him down, right? Trying to fight him.
They were.
And all of a sudden, Godzilla gets shot with the rockets. Mechagodzilla pulls in one of his shoulders and shoots him right in the face. I was just like, oh my gosh, Mechagodzilla / Monster Zero in his brain. It's just you can't stop this guy. You know what I mean? Well, but they could put up a good fight. But hold on. Before any of this happens, what does Kong do? Remember, his shoulder is messed up. He pulls a lethal weapon, goes against the building, pops it out, and then he's like, he does the thing you see in the trailer. He does a thing in the trailer. He pops his shoulder back into place and cracks it into place. Did you remember? You saw that.
Yeah.
Remember Lethal Weapon? Mel Gibson does it.
Sorry about that, guys. Again. Damn, OBS keeps doing stuff, but
technical difficulties. Apologize.
The way that Godzilla and Kong are collaborating together, even though like it's not like something construed like with Jet Jaguar and Godzilla back in the day, really tag teaming against Megalon and stuff. They're acting together without words or signs or anything. Like the other one knows what the other one is doing, and like you said, like they're pulling at the arms of the other one, and Mechagodzilla's still not having it. That just shows the entire power of how Mechagodzilla is, that he can literally take on both of these guys. And he goes to town with his red fire beam. God, my voice is starting to go out too.
Oh, we never talked about how Godzilla and Mechagodzilla, the way the beam versus the atomic breath, that beam just knocks it out like nothing. He tried though. Godzilla tried his hardest.
It's an organic versus a mechanical. Like Mechagodzilla can go all day long. Godzilla is, physically having to put forth his energy into his atomic breath, and they're matched up, evenly at first, but then you see Mechagodzilla just crank it up to a whole nother level and just blow Godzilla out of the water. God, I was like, again, there were so many moments in this where I was like, please don't kill I was like, Godzilla cannot die in this movie. I cannot like this movie and have Godzilla die in it. You know what I mean? And so even that moment where I was like, where that beam just overpowered Godzilla's, and I was like, please don't have cut off his head, or please don't have done anything like bad to Godzilla and stuff like that. Like it's more to the power of Mechagodzilla, and it's relentless. Like, again, there's no give, there's no fatigue that a machine can show, especially when it's got the untapped power of the hollow earth inside it. which powers a whole ecosystem practically. And so, yeah, Kong eventually makes his way to getting the axe.
The axe.
The axe.
Yes. He sees it from a distance, right? He's fighting. He's like, wait a minute. Man, we're struggling with our axes over here. I'm going to take the axe. So he takes that axe and beats the crap out of him. But remember, it's not lit yet. So he keeps fighting him, and he does a great job. But then, Mechagodzilla is he's massive. He's strong. He has no feeling. He will keep going until you're dead. So he's holding him down. This is the part where you finally see the tail spinning, right? And then Kong, he's holding him with his other arm while he's holding the axe. And then Godzilla, he's already down. He's beat down because he's fought so many. He's done so much trying. But he's like, wait a minute. I'm gonna fire my breath at this axe. I'm gonna help him. Yeah. He lights up that axe, and then all of a sudden Kong goes to town and destroys Mechagodzilla, slices his limbs off limb by limb. Mechagodzilla's not stopping. Even when he has no limbs left, he has one leg left. He still keeps. He starts he's powering up his beam, and then all of a sudden, nope. But also we forgot the little tidbit. In order to distract Mechagodzilla for a split second, kind of power him down per se, Bernie, Josh, and Maddie are in that room or whatever, trying to figure out the password to get into his Mechagodzilla's head to basically lock him down. They couldn't figure out the password. And you have some funny jokes where I went to HTML camp. Was that a camp in the 90s? And I thought that was hilarious. You got to have some funny stuff in that, which I appreciate. And then all of a sudden, as you know, Bernie, he has a flask filled with malt liquor or something that resembles his past wife, Sarah. And he's like, oh, well, we're going to die. We're not going to stop Mechagodzilla. He's going to kill everybody. Might as well just drink to this. And then Josh is like, a drink? He takes it, he pours it on the computer system or whatever, and then basically fries it for a second, distracts Mechagodzilla, and then all of a sudden he uses the axe to beat the crap out of him, limb by limb. And then this is where the part where I thought it was pretty cool. It's a callback to most of the Mechagodzilla movies, taking off his head towards the end and just and making sure he's completely defeated. I thought that was pretty cool. And it was done by Kong.
Pulverizes that thing. Yeah, he pulverizes that thing. Like, that thing was no more. I mean, that's a testament to Kong's like fury and power or whatever, and on how he pretty much deleted Mechagodzilla after he tore through him with the powered axe. I was kind of bummed that Godzilla didn't deliver like any type of final killing stroke, especially on Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla kind of owned Godzilla a little bit. But if it weren't for Godzilla, who lit up the axe, those two would probably have been decimated. What grade do you give this movie, man?
Man, I've seen it 6 times.
How many A's do you give this movie?
I mean, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. The only negative is that 2 negatives. There's not as much Godzilla as I would have hoped, but it's okay. It's still a good movie. And then it wasn't as long as I hoped it would be. I'm so used to big epic movies like your Endgames, your Infinity Wars, now your Snyder cuts. You get used to a certain thing when it comes to like superhero-esque movies. To me, this is a superhero-esque movie just because I love Godzilla. Yeah. I have Godzilla from when I was 5 years old, still here, and now my son plays with it. So that's one of my favorite characters of all time. I was just hoping it'd be longer, but it's okay. From what I've seen and what I've read, this movie is doing very well. HBO Max is doing really well with this movie, and in the theaters, opening day in the U.S. by itself, U.S. is $9 million, and it's killing it in China. So I'm hoping it does even more so. That way we could possibly see another Monsterverse movie. So 9 out of 10.
Okay. That's probably what I would give it as well. There's a couple of things, obviously, if you want to nitpick at this movie, like, there are definitely things that you can pick at it. But this movie is everything that I wanted and more. And it wasn't too long. It was a little short, but again, I've watched so many epic films the last couple of weekends. This was a nice nice, simple meal rather than the extravagant, 7-course
like a badass 6-ounce steak. It's not huge, but it tasted so good.
Yeah, it was straightforward and what I wanted. 9 out of 10. Yeah, totally, definitely given that. And that is, do you have anything else to say on it before I close the book?
I just wanted us to go over real quick.
Okay.
Callbacks, axe handle in the on Godzilla's mouth. That was an OG moment with the tree in the original. The heave reminded me of Super Axe from 1985. Godzilla firing the beam into... Remember, he tries to open his mouth to fire the beam? That's a callback to Godzilla 2014 when Godzilla did it on the Muto. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Godzilla waiting on top of the building. He's holding a crane and he throws it at Godzilla. Remember, he's hiding.
I mean, King Kong?
I'm sorry. Kong is
oh my, Godzilla's on a building.
No. I'm sorry. That's Zilla. What are you talking about? Yeah. No, Kong is on top of the building, and that was a callback to the 1933, to the Peter Jackson King Kong, all of those where he's on top of a building, just hanging out, just waiting.
Yeah.
And then eventually he falls to Godzilla. But and then when he was on the ship sedated, it reminded me of the original where he's sedated with that berry juice that he drinks in the original Kong. And then transported by choppers. That's another callback to that original. Where when I heard when he said, "How's he good? Is he good with heights?" I was like, "Okay, they're going to do the helicopter thing," which they did in the original, where Kong is being flown to Godzilla to fight. I thought that was pretty cool. And we already went over Eileen Andrews. Why did she say Ancient War so many times? I think she said it so many times because I watched the movie so many times. And then why did Maya Simmons, the daughter of Walter Simmons, tell her henchmen to point the gun at Jaya? Do you realize this big 300-foot freaking gorilla is looking at his best friend, almost going to get shot? He's going to go off, and then that's when you see him roaring, all those bats come down. And speaking of those bats, did you see the spikes on the back of them?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see on the back? I was like, I feel like there's like a family of like Godzilla, monsters. They're related somehow. I mean, they're all titans. I just think that's interesting. It's with the toad, or that toad-looking creature that looked like Baragon, had the spikes as well on the back. So it's just, I wonder if those crabs had spikes on their back too. It seems like there's a lot of relation to Godzilla there. And then, let's see here, fly close to the... Oh, why in the world, so they're in the heave, right? They're going to Hong Kong. They finally fly out. I think as part of the adventure, the journey, they're both flying nearly into Kong's mouth, and they almost fly into the fire breath of Godzilla and nearly into the mouth of Godzilla. Where are you going, buddy? Steer a different direction, but I understand it for the movie. It's exciting. I understand.
And they're coming out of a place where gravity makes no sense, and so trying to reorient yourself into a gravity-laden world, it definitely brings into how the scale of these monsters, and it's fun. Like, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah, and that's where it made me think. I was watching with Angelica, my wife, and I was like, hey, they should make a ride out of this, but it's WB. It's WB. The ride in Universal is the Peter Jackson's King Kong, which I've seen is pretty cool. But anyway, that's all my notes that I just wanted to make sure I went over.
It's a lot of notes, brother. that's a labor of love from Joshizzle2323. And that is our movie review of Godzilla vs. Kong 2021. Oh my goodness, we've gotten... We talked long. I thought this is going to be a lot shorter than Justice League, but that just goes to show you how much we are really, really enjoy this film, these series, these monsters. This is literally speaking to the inner child during its an hour and 45-minute sprint. We're going to have to skip Falcon Winter Soldier yet again.
No, we already played that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do 1, 2, 3 next week.
Yeah, we're moving that forward for another time.
Which, by the way, is perfect, Cheeto, because there's 6 episodes total. We'll talk about the first half.
Yeah. And
then if you want, we can go episode by episode or do the other half later.
Perfect. No, that sounds like the plan. But we got a couple of more items more items of housekeeping to take care of, and one would be this week's birthdays. You take a drink.
Yeah, I've been drinking this entire time.
So, let's start with March 29th, Monday. Marina Sirtis. It's her birthday. You know who that is?
No clue. Nope.
Counselor Troy. From Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Oh, okay.
We have Christopher Lambert. The greatness from Mortal Kombat and the Highlander series.
Oh, Raiden.
Yep. March 30th, it is Paul Reiser's birthday.
Forgot who that is.
Mr. Aliens and Mad About You.
Oh, Stranger Things. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I forgot he was in Stranger Things. Gee, he's the doctor. Wow.
Right, exactly.
Totally.
Yeah, when I saw him in Stranger Things, I was like, hey, Mad About You. Wow.
March 31st, we have Ewan McGregor.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He was also great in the Island.
Oh, that was actually a really good movie.
Train Spotting. Train Spotting is one of his OG movies right there. Christopher Walken.
I'm gonna need more cowbell.
Gonna need more cowbell. He is great in Deer Hunter, Batman Returns. My brother doesn't watch scary movies, though he plays the games. Prophecy. The Prophecy series. He is so bloody scary in those things, but so good. April 1st, April Fool's Day. This is not an April Fool's Day prank, though. It is Logan Paul's birthday.
That's perfect for him.
Mr. Influencer himself. Yeah, I know, right? Like, of all days for his birthday to land, it would be April 1st. Mr. Jokester himself. April 2nd, Pedro Pascal.
A Mandalorian, baby.
Mandalorian.
He's also the villain in Wonder Woman 84.
Mm-hmm. And he's in oh God, what's that drug cartel movie series on
Narcos?
Narcos, yeah. He's Escobar in Narcos.
The main guy.
Yep. Yeah, I know it. When you look at him and then you look at his visage in Mandalorian, it's hard to see. But yep, that's him. Clark Gregg, sir.
Clark Gregg. Who's that guy?
Stop typing.
His
first name is
Agent Phil.
His first name is Agent.
Why is he Phil?
Agent Phil Coulson. Yep. And we also have Jesse Plemons.
I don't know who that is.
Walmart version of Matt Damon. He was in Breaking Bad. He was also in Fargo. He's a great actor.
He was in.
He's married to Kirsten Dunst now. He's married to Mary Jane.
He was in Breaking Bad.
I said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I said that.
He was in Bad Breaking.
Yeah, he's in Bad Breaking. And he was also in Better Call Saul, I guess, too. And in the Breaking Bad movie.
With Paul.
Aaron Paul, or the real
Aaron
Jesse.
Paul. Jesse James.
Jesse James. All right, and finally, April 3rd, we have Kobe Smulders.
Smulders from X-Files?
No.
Okay.
Come on.
I don't remember. I don't know names. I need to learn
Maria?
names. Kobe Smulders,
Agent Maria?
Canadian actress. She is
from,
she is one of the agents as well.
How I Met Your Mom.
How I Met Your Mom? Fantastic.
Agent Maria Hill.
I binged that like crazy.
And then of course, it's his birthday, an ode to our very first episode of the Broview, Eddie Murphy.
Fantastic on the streaming.
Yes.
Like going right now. Coming to America.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy. You know they're going to do a third one now? They're going to do a third one. So
Come on, Shrek. Come on, Shrek.
Yep, that is our oh wow, you just cut off, didn't you there? What are you doing?
Who, me?
Oh, no.
Me?
Not you. The Muzak. It's okay. That is our birthday segment. That is that's a good amount of birthdays this week. I didn't put their entire profiles in there because I actually wanted to give you a little challenge and see if you knew their names.
How fast I could search them.
Yeah, how fast you can search as I hear clickety clacking going on the other line.
Clickety clack, don't go back.
Little teaser for next week. Again, we are going to be going over the first 3 episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier on the Disney Plus. Josh, you got anything for me today?
You know what? I've got something for you. The Godzilla edition of Who Said It? Are you ready?
Yeah,
I've got 4 this week. Last week we did 3. Kind of easy, kind of warm up. But this will be a monster version, Godzilla edition. Okay? So here we go with number 1. Easy peasy. You actually said it earlier. Let them fight. What movie?
Godzilla 2014.
Let them fight. Come on, brother. What year?
2014.
Which one? There you go. Bam. You got it. Yahtzee. All right.
I said that.
Next one. Is that a monkey?
Oh, that's Skull Island, bro.
Very nice. The same guy who played Von Doom in the worst Fantastic Four movie ever. All right.
Oh, really?
Victor Von Doom. Yes.
Oh, no.
Terrible. Don't ever watch it, please.
Oh,
I
no.
did it for you. All right. And number 3 of the 4. 1 from me and 1 from me.
Oh, Godzilla 1985.
Yes, I say it all the time.
Is
Very good.
The homeless drunk man who was in the really, really nice, swanky 5-star restaurant. And no one else was there.
Yes. No one else was there, but he was drinking the fine wine and eating French bread for some odd reason. And then, last but not least, little curveball for you. Still, not in the Monsterverse, okay, but it's still a Godzilla movie. We're gonna need bigger guns. Ladies and gentlemen, we stumped him again. I'll say it again, one more time. Exactly how he said.
Not in the Monsterverse.
We're gonna need bigger guns.
This isn't Godzilla 1998, is it?
Bingo! Yahtzee! Checkmate! He got
I
it.
knew you were gonna
Congratulations!
stretch.
4 of 4.
I thought you were gonna sneak like some Hank Azaria random line in there or something like that.
Actually, it's from the movie Gorgo.
Oh gosh!
I said exactly how
Gamera.
I said it exactly how Sergeant Bradley said it when he passes by and he's like, "Oh gosh, Godzilla's huge." Well, actually, he's not. He's actually only like 60 feet tall.
Oh my god!
Like the behemoth from a thousand Phantoms. Like that's basically the size of him.
He's not a god.
But anyway,
he's just Zilla. But
he's Zilla, and he actually gets his ass whooped by the actual Godzilla in the 2004 classic Godzilla Final Wars. But anyway, that's the 4. Good job, Cheeto. You did it again. We're gonna do it again every single week.
Nice. I like that. Well, and every single week I'm going to sign off with you guys in every special way. But I'm so glad that we were able to do the Godzilla versus the Kong movie. I know it was really, really soon after the release. This was it just happened to be special timing this week. Yeah, next week, like I said, we're going to be doing Falcon and Winter Soldier. Josh, you got anything else for me for this tonight? You got anything else to say to the folks?
Man, I'm excited about episode 3. I mean, Godzilla vs. Kong kind of threw me off there because I really didn't care about Falcon at all, like Falcon Winter Soldier, but it's tomorrow. Like, we get a double feature, kind of. We had Godzilla vs. Kong yesterday, now we get episode 3. It's exciting halfway through. Well, so I'm excited to talk about that next week. It'll be a 3-episode talk about a fair. That's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
That's awesome, man. I'm very excited too. That is our show for the day, man. We are going to have this out to you guys, to the YouTubes, as soon as possible. Thank you guys for listening to us tonight and watching us. If you can, be a great deal of help if you want to follow, like, and subscribe on YouTube or the Twitch, or heck, even your podcast provider. That's where our podcasts are going to start going up shortly after this recording. I don't know. I got to put these 2 videos together again. I'm going to figure that out. I promise. By the end of this thing, this is going to be a smooth running machine. But for my brother Josh, I am Charlie, Charzar81. This is the Movie Broview. Go pop some popcorn and watch a movie.